It was 1 year ago where Wicked, yes, Wicked, the movie adaptation of the hit Broadway musical, was Hollywood's favorite security blanket. 10 Oscar nominations, 2 wins, red carpet, standing ovations. This is cinema. Yeah. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were everywhere. Award shows, magazine covers, talk shows, possibly your kitchen, depending on how aggressive your algorithm is. And the press tour? Oh yeah, they weren't just promoting a movie, they were holding space, reading each other's auras, clutching hands like they were defusing a bomb in a Pilates class. Now fast forward to January 2026, Wicked for Good got 0 Oscar nominations. Yeah, that's right, I said 0. Not a few less, not snubbed in one category, a full Oscar delete. Like the Academy hit block and report at the same time. Meanwhile, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, a vampire epic set in the Jim Crow South, just broke the all-time nominations record with 16. So, what the hell happened? Welcome, everybody. What's up? How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? Hump day? Welcome back to the Critical Nerd. Today, I'm doing a full award season autopsy on one of the most brutal collapses I've seen in years. How the sequel to last year's Oscar darling got shut out like it showed up to the Academy in Crocs. And look, I don't really care about the Oscars too much, or really at all. Most years, it's just rich people giving trophies to other rich people for movies the public didn't see, and then scolding the public for not seeing them. But this is fascinating because it exposes how broken Hollywood's campaign machine is, and how fast the industry will turn on you when the vibes go weird. If you're new here, do me a favor, this helps out with the YouTube algorithm. You know, YouTube loves engagement. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my videos. I do entertainment breakdowns with numbers, receipts, and the corporate nonsense the mainstream won't say out loud. And stick around because in a few minutes, we're getting into what anonymous Oscar voters reportedly said about this campaign, and needless to say, it's not gentle. So let's start with the part that makes the story insane. Last year's Wicked got 10 Oscars nominations and won 2. It was a thing, a whole moment, a full-blown please clap era. This year, Wicked for Good got 0. Not even throw them a bone nominations. No acting, no tech love, no costumes, no production design, no hey, thanks for showing up. And yes, they had new songs in the mix too, which usually means at least one little best song nomination is a courtesy tip. The Academy said, nah, keep it moving. And in the same year, Ryan Coogler's Sinners lands 16 nominations, a new all-time record, by the way. A vampire film just walked into the Oscars and said, this belongs to me now. So the question becomes, did Wicked for Good collapse because the movie wasn't strong enough, or because the campaign became a hostage situation? Let's get into it. So here we go. Here's why the industry says this happened. And I got to thank Variety for this one because I think they nail it. First, you have the Act 2 problem. Yeah, this is the part where the Broadway fans have whispered about since 2003. Act 1 is wall-to-wall bangers. Act 2 is plot logistics. It's like the musical stops to do paperwork. So if your sequel is built on the weaker half of the story, you're already starting the race with ankle weights. Reviews. Well, reviews didn't show up. And award seasons are allergic to, we'll just say, mixed. Yeah. If the first movie was the shiny new toy, the second one landed more like, okay, cool. So anyway, yeah. Sequels, they tend to struggle at the Oscars. Sequels can get nominated, but it is a little bit harder for them. A lot of voters instinctively go, didn't we just give you awards last year? The next, well, this happens. The box office dipped. Now, while still a hit, but clearly not the same rocket ride as the first film, and when the heat cools even just a little bit, awards voters suddenly remember that they have standards. Awards voters have standards? Really? The new songs didn't become culture. So basically, if a song doesn't become unavoidable, TikTok, Spotify, radio, memes, it's not getting carried on pure goodwill. But the most interesting part, and the part nobody wants to say out loud, is the last one. The campaign vibes got, well, we'll just say, a little strange. And that brings us to the press tour problem. Here's the awkward truth. Awards campaigns are basically politics for theater kids. You're not just selling the movie, you're selling the experience of being around you. And according to reported anonymous voter comments making the rounds, some Academy voters were not into the whole press tour performance art kind of thing. One voter reportedly said the movie wasn't that great and pointed out that the two leads spent a lot of the film apart despite their chemistry, which is a fair critique. But then the conversation shifted from the movie to the campaigning. Another voter reportedly described being turned off by the promotional appearances, saying they creeped a lot of people out and that in trying to feel authentic, it came off like cosplay. Not my words. And here's another reported quote floating around that's even harsher. That they sucked the air out of red carpets and voters didn't want to deal with it again. Now listen, I'm not doing armchair psychology. By no means. I'm not your TikTok body language detective. But what I am saying is this. When your campaign becomes the main story, the movie loses every time. Because the Academy isn't voting for the meme, they're voting for what makes them feel serious. And holding space turned into a punchline. Also, the internet clipped every moment, every touch, every whisper, every teary-eyed stare into the middle distance. And once the public decided the vibe was odd, the industry smelled risk. The awards voters tend to run from risk like it's gluten. Even Ariana showed up later looking more like a reset, different look, different energy, less of the performance piece, which tells me somebody somewhere said, okay, let's maybe unweird this. Now, zoom out. We got to look at the bigger picture here because this isn't just about Wicked. This is about what the industry is rewarding right now. This year, the nominations are led by Sinners with 16 and one battle after another right behind with 13. That's not franchise homework. That's filmmaker-driven, swing-for-the-fences cinema. And the message is pretty clear. The Academy is not in the mood for manufactured moments. Not in the mood for sequels coasting on last year's love. Not in the mood for campaigns that feel like performance art in the hallway outside of the theater. They want movies. They want directors with a point of view. They want stories that feel like they were made because someone had to make them, not because a brand needed Q4 content. And yes, Universal will keep printing money. You don't make $500 million plus and not talk about expanding the universe. But awards voters just sent the loudest message possible. We're not grading on a curve. We're not rewarding vibes. And we're definitely not giving you a pity nomination. Also, maybe they'd like everyone to stop holding space. Because apparently the space is, well, let's just say, a little uncomfortable. So what do all you think about this? What was the Academy too harsh? Did the sequel deserve some nominations? Or did the campaign become such a meme that the voters hit eject? Drop your take in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to see where all you guys out there land. And if you want more coverage of Hollywood meltdowns, corporate entertainment chaos, and the deals and disasters the PR machine tries to spin, if you would, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And yeah, check out my latest breakdown of the Netflix Warner situation. And I gotta say, It's getting pretty spicy with that whole Netflix WBD deal. So until next time, I'm the Critical Nerd. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.